The Athene Real Talk Podcast explores controversial ideas to stimulate debate and active thinking. These ideas do not always reflect Athene's personal views. Welcome to the Athene Real Talk Podcast.
He has been called the best gamer in the world, hands down.
World-famous gamer and philanthropist Athene.
Gaming for Good, it's called, has raised more than $20 million.
Using his notoriety to raise money for charity.
On activism, science, culture, and self-development.
Proud to have him in the studio today. I would not want to take you on in a video game.
Athene Real says, it seems you always assume the worst in people. I think you guys don't have a diversity of opinions there because you only accept people who think like you. Can a person think you're wrong with your ideology and still live there with you? No, I don't think in absolutes at all. People can have all their opinions, and that's also what I constantly stimulate. People think for yourself. But what I'm just saying is on a fundamental level, if you choose to make life about you, then you're inherently selfish and you cannot do something unconditionally. Always when you do something, it's to get something in return. Even giving to charity, you do it to either get validation or to feel good or whatever. And that just doesn't work in this environment. So it is a condition. It is a prerequisite to be able to work in this environment. Because if I was making everything about myself on a fundamental level, I wouldn't even start this place to begin with. It doesn't work. It's self-contradictory. It's inconsistent with itself. Because I have a much easier time living a life on the beach with all my money. But I choose to, give back and to really have an impact in the world. Because it's the right thing to do. Not because I feel like doing it or because it's my opinion, but because it's what brought about my ability to exist in the first place. If it wasn't for the progress in our understanding in science, well, in reality and all these things, then we would still be cavemen that are living like animals. So there is a consistent pattern, and it's not about my opinions as much as it's not about your opinions or ideas. It's about facts. It's about reality. So if you come with reality, then I ain't gonna go and argue with you at all. But you still feel like doing what you are doing now, right? Or are you constantly feeling bad, but you do what you have to do? No, I just do what I gotta do. I don't feel bad about it. Although sometimes it's exhausting, sometimes it's stressful, but I just do it. It's like a mother taking care of her child. The thing is though, imagine if from today I would say, okay, life is about me, but I still have to do what I'm doing here. Man, I would experience insane dissonance because constantly when I experience drag, I go like, why am I doing it? You strengthen the drag, you strengthen the drag, you strengthen the drag, and it becomes a monster. You turn all these small things into freaking elephants, and as a result, it just completely dominates your awareness, and you're basically just trapped. You're a prisoner of your own selfish mindset. Why did you kick the selfish people? Because they were selfish or because they weren't having an impact, were distrustful? Burnson, the reason why I kicked I don't even care about selfish people. You might say, how does that make sense? Why did you kick them? Because I realized that being selfish is a choice. And I just explained them very clearly, like, hey, if you choose to be selfish, then obviously you also choose to leave because this place is not for selfish people. You understand that because if you would be selfish and I would be selfish, this place wouldn't even work. And they understand that. There is a certain few people that tried to scam me, pretending they were not selfish anymore, but you see through that shit immediately. And that's why I gave them all the opportunity. I explained them how it's a choice and everything. And they just came, 19 people literally came into the room and said like, yeah, I'm a selfish fuck. What am I going to do? They said like, yeah, I will quote you. It's literally what a guy said. And it's really quite fascinating. I already explained this yesterday, but I'm going to repeat it again. People that make life about themselves, they have all these patterns of like, okay, I'm going to be insecure or I'm going to pretend I don't understand or whatever the fuck in order to get what they want. And it was just like all over them. When they were in my room, in the streaming room, I was just talking to them saying like, hey, I understand your act. I see through that shit. You don't have to try. I know it's all about yourself. Every single thing you say, all your motives is about yourself. And the moment they realize like, but wait a minute, the motherfucker knows how I think, they don't even try anymore. They don't try to make me think, oh, maybe I don't understand. They're just purely honest. I said, okay, think about it. Guy walks back in. And that's after being days and days because Katarina talked to them, Rafael talked to them, Fabio talked to them. These people have been talked for the past weeks. Then I get involved. I have a lot more emotional intelligence. I just see through their bullshit. I just brutally just say, hey, here's how it is. I know how you work. Guy fucking walks in, more confident than ever, almost like some Casanova, going like, sorry to tell you, but I decided to stay an ass. And just left. And talking to me, I mean like, when you then think about social anxiety and all that shit, you would think like people are the most nervous when they talk to me, right? Because But no, when you really truly realize that it doesn't work, then you don't even try. And there was even another guy that came into the room, was always like, ooh, crying and all that shit. And I just told him in his face, it doesn't work, man. It might work with these other people, it doesn't work with me. Suddenly, really, straight shoulders, really like, almost like I enlightened him, figuring out his own selfish true essence. Just goes like, okay, comes back afterwards, straight up looks me in the eye, says, life is all about me. I know I'm selfish. I said, okay, then you have to go. Yep. No problemo. No dissonance. Nothing. Just like straight up confidence. I was like, holy shit. These guys, I thought they were insecure people. These guys are fucking confident. Closes the door of the stream door here. Immediately starts crying and hugging people. I'm gonna miss you. While he just looked me in the eyes. Like literally 5 seconds ago, looked me in the eyes saying, really with all confidence, life is about me. For me, it's about me. I know it's selfish. I know it's wrong. Can you believe that? It's almost like it's psycho. It's fucking psycho. And then like closes the door, starts just doing an act. And then afterwards start messaging people on Skype saying, oh, thank you for all the support. Trying to create some fake image of like, yeah, look, I actually cared. No, you didn't. If you did care, you wouldn't make it about yourself. And that guy even fucking admitted he wouldn't mind sending fucking Jews to Auschwitz. I mean, like seriously. Do you guys understand that or not? Do you guys realize that? And about that, because you might say like, whoa, sending Jews to Auschwitz, man, that guy's a mass murderer. Man, no, it's not. You guys would all do it. That's why World War II happened. The World War II happened is because it's part of human. Humans can have a monster in them. You might say like, yeah man, I ain't sending Jews to Auschwitz. Man, if you go back, anyone here in the chat, I fucking dare you to kill more people going back in World War II by pointing Jews. Try to make a living like that and try to compete with you right now, the amount of people you can save by not making about yourself behind your PC. You wouldn't even be able to keep up the counter. You'd say like, hey, you're cheating. Your version in World War II trying to point as many Jews as possible, he'd actually send a message to the future, say like, hey, I can't keep up, you're cheating. So you guys are actually literally, when it comes down to just your choices, you guys are worse. Some people might go like, but wait a minute, that can't be true, I do not want to accept that. But when you start realizing, but wait a fucking minute, it's true, you become more and more disgusted with yourself. But that's only when you care. There is the other people that already know this and don't care. And it's really hard for people to wrap their head around. When you have a certain level of integrity and caring, it's really hard to wrap your head around. Like, can people really be so selfish? No fucking way. Even here, people in this building came to me and said like, man, there were certain people that, why did they leave? They were really sad and they came across so pure. I said, man, don't be fucking naive, man. They were just in my room, not having any issues sending Jews to the gas chamber. Don't feel bad about them. You can't trust them. Most people in the chat, you guys can't be trusted for shit, and that's why you don't trust yourself either. If you would be with a clone in the room, you wouldn't fucking trust yourself. I'm telling you, that's also something really crazy. I read that also on Reddit. It was like a question like, how would it be if you would tomorrow met a clone? How would it go? So many people like, oh my god, I wouldn't be able to handle him for an hour. And I'm reading that, I'm saying like, are you fucking kidding me? Like a clone of you, you wouldn't, like some people say like, I'd immediately scam him. If I could, I'd rob him. I'm just thinking like, are people really, like this is insane. You can't even trust a version of you. If you put me in an environment with 1,000 clones of me, I can blindly trust them. It's actually quite crazy. You guys have come to the point where you don't even trust yourself. Stephen Tapple says, is this about yourself? You don't make it about yourself. Tell me how you experience anything else but your own consciousness. Stephen Tapples, I'm going to give you a little, because you're the kind of guy that tries really hard to find this. You know what I call you? I had a talk with people here as well, saying it, cowards. And what I mean with that is, you don't even have the balls to just look yourself in the mirror and actually just accept you're a selfish fucking monster. And what you try to do is you come up with all these rationalizations to protect yourself, which are bullshit. Because you now say like, yeah, tell me, is there anything else than consciousness? Okay, what is consciousness? Is it you? The moment you start thinking about it, it's like, no, consciousness is not me, because what brings about your consciousness is a lot more than your idea of you. So even that is not an argument to make it about you. Because your consciousness includes your environment. It includes me right now, speaking to you. So don't come at me and say like, hey, consciousness, therefore it's all about me. No, because now you're limiting your consciousness to just a part that thinks it's about you, and that consciousness is you. No, consciousness is way more than you. It involves everything that was required for you to even be able to think and pronounce the words that you're pronouncing, even the ones you type. But hey, you knew that already. So it's bullshit. If you really want to be making about your consciousness, then you automatically have to involve your environment, because your environment is part of it. So what you going to say now? What's your excuse going to be now, Mr. Steve Napples? Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to start, digging something else up. Just look at yourself. Admit it. Just look in the mirror. So yeah, I just want to talk to the people that do actually have an emotion. Really reflect on this. Really put time. Put yourself in the room. Think about it. And really reflect on it. Because, man, it brings about a lot of emotions. But it's really the first step to... not making life about yourself, not being selfish works. It works even better in this environment, that is. Everybody that's saying we're all selfish, you guys are all hypocrite cowards that don't want to accept you're lying to yourself, because it's not true. Everybody's not selfish. I'm not selfish. I don't make life about myself. Do you know I can squeeze you guys for $500 an hour? Now you gotta explain me, why would I do these real talks while I can make $100K a month? You guys try to explain that to me if I was selfish. Why would I do this? Why would I put all these people in this environment, put all my money in it? Why would I do that? I have a much easier time to just squeeze you guys and live a fucking bay life. Why wouldn't I have keep focusing on games, make my YouTube channel so much bigger, make my Twitch channel so much bigger, just squeeze money? Why wouldn't I have traveled the world while I was a PokerStars Online Pro? Why wouldn't I do that? You guys tell me if I'm selfish. It doesn't add up, right? You think I like to be the hero. What about Reese? He's always in the shadows. What about him? That's the thing. If you're really holding on to this idea that everything is selfish, you just warp reality for yourself, because that's not true. What about your mother? You're the kind of guys being angry to your mother, saying yeah, I hate you, while you're being a spoiled little brat being taken care of your entire life, and you don't even see the bigger responsibility that requires you to even exist. You think your mother took you because she felt better about it, even though she has done many sacrifices. Do you know a lot of people, when they have their own kids, they go and they apologize to their parents? Because they go whoa, this is so much work. The moment you actually become a parent, you immediately say life ain't about me. Go ask your mother right now. Say, is life about you, mommy? Say no, life is about my family. It's also about you, son. Unless you have not the best mother on the planet, but hey. I'm just saying, when you say this shit, there is crap coming out of your mouth when you say it. You just try to defend it in a desperate way to try and, deflect the monster you are. Because it's a choice. You're choosing to be like that. You can change it. Scarcity mindset. Look it up, guys. So many of you guys are in scarcity mindset. You've learned to only take and take and take and take, to everything take for granted. What comes around goes around. Nothing is for free. Even though you walk in the sun and the sun shines for you for free, you still think, for some reason this ain't for free. Even though apples grow on the trees, you don't have to, it happens naturally. Even though your body, your heart, you don't have to give money to your heart for it to beat. All this shit, this unconditional love, this unconditional giving is all around you, but you literally disable yourself to see it. I understand that if you're selfish, it has to feed. It has to survive. How does it do it? By selectively picking all the injustice, all the bad things in your environment. You don't even see the good. You close your eyes for the good. Everything is selfish. But what about, all the stuff that is being provided for you? No, selfish. Come on, man. It's kind of delusional, don't you think? It's quite fascinating, by the way. I want to say, though, for the people watching, for the people that really feel a bit guilt and all that shit, it can be different and it works. And it's not because when you were young, you were always getting punished for caring about other people and thought it was your fault, that therefore you have to let it go. No, you can have a heart, but you need to understand with reason. You can allow yourself to truly trust the people that are trustable. And with this information, if you understand that people that make it about themselves are just truly selfish on a fundamental level, you can't trust them. It really allows you to know who you can trust and who you can't. Find like-minded people. It's a very, very powerful way of being able to keep it. And as a result, you can literally create a movement, an organism that doesn't get attacked from within, because you can distinguish people that are pure from people that aren't pure, people that make it about themselves and people that don't make it about themselves. It's very powerful and it works.
Subscribe to youtube.com/AtheneWins. Watch the live stream at twitch.tv/AtheneLive and follow The Real Athene on Snapchat.